Everyone is part of a bigger story. It's a bigger story than you can imagine. It's a big story about a really big God. Discover the story that shows you the character of God.
Hey, I'm Caleb, and you're looking at my Bible. So we've got 66 separate books here that tell one big story of God's love for us. I mean, you're going to find histories and letters, poetry, words of wisdom, even some pretty wild dreams and visions. But most of all, you'll discover how God created us and loves us so much that he made a way for us to return, even after we broke our relationship with him. God loved us first. So now we can look for ways to show his love to others. That takes initiative. And I have 4 stories from one book to show us what initiative can look like. We get started in the first chapter of Nehemiah. As an official serving the king of Babylon, Nehemiah has it made. But then some bad news arrives. Some of his people, the Israelites, have returned to Jerusalem, but the city's walls are broken down. The people are living in fear and shame. So Nehemiah sheds a tear and then gets on with his comfortable life, right? No way. As we see in Nehemiah 5. Here, Nehemiah has traveled all the way to Jerusalem to check out the damage and lead repairs. But though work on the wall is underway, Nehemiah discovers some of the Jewish people are starving, and their own neighbors and relatives are charging to loan them money. Nehemiah is so upset that he takes a break from building up the wall to lay down the law. But there's trouble from outside too. So here in Nehemiah 2, we meet Sanballat and Tobiah, officials from the lands around Jerusalem. They definitely don't want a strong-walled city as a new enemy, so they resort to making fun of the work. There you go. A fox could make those stones fall down. But though Sanballat and Tobiah try every trick in the book, Nehemiah's not falling off the wall for any of it. We wrap up in Nehemiah 6. And, spoiler alert, the wall's finished. I think we'd all understand if Nehemiah wanted to give himself a pat on the back, right? But Nehemiah knows who gets the real credit for a giant job well done. Instead of taking some vacay time, Nehemiah and all the Israelites take time to read God's word and throw a big party to honor God. Nehemiah's entire story is about seeing what needs to be done and doing it. That's initiative. And I can't wait to see how it plays out in you and me.
Got to see what you see. You are doing a great work in me. I've decided I can't stand still. No, you have given me purpose. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you, for you. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. the call to serve you. You have given me a job to do. I wanna love the world just like you, yeah. You have given me purpose. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you, for you. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you. Make a move for you. Make a move, make a move, make a move for you. I will make a move, make a move, make a move for you. I will. Make a move.
Well there, I'm MC Haggis, the world's greatest Scottish rapper. And this here is my beatboxing partner, Seamus McFamous. Say hi to him, Seamus. Okay, all right. All right, get back to work. So, this month we're learning about initiative, seeing what needs to be done, and doing it. And right now, Seamus is taking some publicity photos for me because I've been nominated for Scottish Rapper of the Year. Other Scottish rappers who have won this award are Mick Eminem, Lil Kilt, and the glorious B.A.G. Pipes. Word is, I'm the front runner this year, so these pictures are important. Seamus, what are you doing? You're getting in the way of the vibe here. Come on, go back there and start taking pictures. What are you doing? No, you're blocking my light. You're either with me or you're against me. Why are you making an impression of an iguana biting a fly? What are you doing? You're brushing your teeth? No, don't put your finger near my mouth. What are you doing? Aye! Your teeth.
Aye.
Your teeth?
Aye.
My teeth.
Aye.
What? Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
Wait a minute.
There's spinach in my teeth? Seamus, is this why you were Oh, there's a lot. That's good. Is that what you were trying to tell me this entire time?
Aye.
Oh, thank you so much, Seamus. You know what? You saw what needed to be done. And you did it. And you told me. Thank you so much. Let's rap about it.
Kick it. A quality we need to help us live is one that is most determinative. Whether weak or strong or sensitive, we all need to practice seeing what needs to be done and doing it, and that's called initiative. Word.
I can't thank you enough for telling me that I had spinach in my teeth. I know that couldn't have been easy, but you took the initiative. You took the initiative. You know, and as we know, there's nothing more embarrassing than food in your teeth, am I right? All right. Here we go. All right, let's take some more pictures, all right? Hey, look at me. Oh, what are you doing? You're not taking any pictures. No, what are you doing? Stop it. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Do I got more spinach in my teeth?
Hello, people of Earth! It's me!
Jacob.
Oh, there it is. That's how I... Nope, that's not it, Jacob.
Okay. Okay. Nope, it's back on again. Okay.
And I am ready for launch. I mean, not really. I don't actually have a rocket or anything. But I am ready for initiative. Initiative is seeing what needs to be done and doing it. Astronauts are really great at showing initiative. When they see what needs to be done, they don't just ignore it. They do something about it. They even have this thing they do before every launch. It's called a status check. And it works like this.
Rocket fuel, check.
Rocket fuel is a go.
Red switchy thing, check.
Red switchy thing, huh? Red switchy thing is a go.
Power thrusters, check.
Power thrusters. Power thrusters are a gross. I can't check the power thrusters because somebody left a dirty sock here. Well, can you move the dirty sock? I mean, I could, yes, but it's not mine. I didn't leave it here. And so I don't think it's my job to move the sock. I suggest that we halt the launch until whoever left the sock here comes and gets it themselves. Copy that. Holding launch for a dirty sock. Good. Roger that. I wonder how long I'm gonna have to wait for someone to come get this sock. Probably gonna be here for a while. You know what? Today's story is about a guy who saw something that needed to be done, and he did something about it, even though it wasn't his responsibility. Sounds like a great guy. Will somebody come get this sock? It smells. Some people, am I right? Ugh.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Nehemiah, chapters 1 and 2.
Over and over, the Israelites promised to be faithful to God. But over and over again, they turned away from Him. At last, God allowed enemy armies to take His people captive and carry them off to Babylon, nearly 1,000 miles away. After 70 years, God allowed some of His people to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. But back in Babylon, now part of Persia, the rest of the Jews had made lives for themselves. In fact, a Jew named Nehemiah had become quite important.
Greetings. I am cupbearer to the king.
A cupbearer was like a bodyguard who checked to make sure that no one poisoned the king's food or drink. Nehemiah was likely a trusted advisor.
Your Majesty, may I suggest the date pudding?
But though it was nearly 150 years since the Israelites had left Jerusalem, Nehemiah's heart was still in his homeland. When his brother Hanani returned from his trip to Judah, Nehemiah had a chance for some news.
Brother, how are the people left in Jerusalem?
Some are still alive, but they're having a hard time.
Oh no.
The wall of Jerusalem is broken down. The gates have been burned with fire. People are ashamed.
That's terrible.
A city without walls could never prosper. The people would always live in fear of being attacked.
I'm sorry to bring such bad news.
No, I'm glad you told me.
Dismayed, Nehemiah sat down and wept. He couldn't even eat for several days. Instead, he poured his heart out to God.
Lord, you are a great and wonderful God. See how your people are suffering. Please listen to me. I'm praying for the people of Israel. We Israelites have committed sins against you. We haven't obeyed the commands you gave to Moses.
Nehemiah reminded God of the promise He made to His people.
You said, if you people are not faithful, I will scatter you among the nations. But if you return to me, I will bring you back. Lord, please pay careful attention to my prayer. Give me success when I bring my request to King Artaxerxes.
For 4 whole months, Nehemiah prayed daily to God. He knew before taking action, he needed to listen and prepare. At last, he was ready.
Your Majesty.
Anyone who came before the king was supposed to appear happy. But for the first time, Nehemiah allowed his true feelings to show.
Oh, why are you looking so sad?
May you live forever? Why shouldn't I look sad? The city of my people has been destroyed, and fire has burned up its gates.
The king could have been annoyed and ordered Nehemiah to be punished. But God moved his heart.
Well, what do you want?
Nehemiah prayed silently for the right words.
Send me to Judah. Let me go to the city of Jerusalem. I want to rebuild it.
The king frowned and glanced over at the queen. At last he said,
How long will your journey take? When will you get back?
Precisely as many moons as are required.
Fair enough. Dismissed.
Nehemiah turned to leave, but he knew there was more he needed for the job.
If it pleases you, may I take some letters with me? I want to give them to the governors west of the Euphrates River. Then they'll help me to travel safely.
Done.
Oh, and a letter to the caretaker of the royal park? So he'll give me logs for the wall and gates and a house?
What next? A whole escort of army officers and horsemen?
That would be fantastic.
Fine. All of it. Get on with it.
God had given Nehemiah such favor with the king that he had everything he needed for his long journey to Judah. At last, Nehemiah had reached the city he dreamt of his entire life.
Jerusalem.
Though Nehemiah was overjoyed by the first glimpse of the city, it must have been difficult to see its crumbling, broken-down walls.
So much work to be done.
But Nehemiah didn't tell anyone his plan at first. On a bright moonlit night, Nehemiah snuck out with only a few others to see the full damage to the walls.
We have to know what we're up against.
Nehemiah traveled by donkey. With a few trusted friends, they left the city through the broken valley gate.
Let's head toward the Jackal Well.
At last, Nehemiah got a clear picture of the devastation. Jagged piles of rock lay everywhere. The gates were gone, with scorched, gaping holes in their place.
It's such a big job. Only God can do this.
Nehemiah circled what was left of the wall, heading up the Kidron Valley and at last returning through the valley gate. The next morning, he called together the priests and nobles and officials.
You know, I've come to visit my people in Jerusalem, but that's not the only reason I'm here.
Nehemiah gestured to the jagged remains of the wall, visible from where they stood.
You can see the trouble we're in. Jerusalem has been destroyed. Fire has burned up its gates.
Tell us something new.
Come on. Let's rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. Then people won't be ashamed anymore.
Well, I mean, that's something to consider if you think about this.
Our grandparents tried that years ago.
But God has been helping me. He gave me favor with the king. He'll help us complete the work. So who's in?
Well, me. I'm in.
Me too.
Let's start rebuilding!
God moved the hearts of the people to help Nehemiah, and together they began the gigantic job of repairing the walls and gates of Jerusalem.
You ever see a piece of trash on the ground and just walk by without picking it up because you didn't put it there? Or maybe someone didn't clean up after themselves when dinner was over? Do you just leave the messy dishes lying around? Do you ignore someone else's dirty sock? A lot of people see what needs to be done, but then don't do it because it's not their job. It's not their responsibility. But showing initiative means getting things done, not waiting for someone else to do it. That's what Nehemiah did when he started rebuilding the wall around Jerusalem. It's what Jesus did too. When he saw a need, he did something about it. He healed people who needed healing. He taught people who needed to learn. And Jesus took care of our greatest need when he died on the cross for our sins. So, if you want to show initiative, don't just see what needs to be done, do something about it. Do a status check. Do you see any dirty dishes? Dirty dishes. Oh! Dirty dishes. Cleared away. Check.
Do you see any trash?
Water bottle. Recycled. Check.
Do you see a dirty sock?
Dirty socks cleared away, even though it's not my job. Check.
Here's the one thing to remember today. Don't wait for someone else to do what needs to be done. Initiative takes a lot of work for sure, but it's worth it. It helps you, it helps other people, and it helps the world. And maybe, just maybe, it can help the universe. I'll see you next time.
I don't know what it means to just get by with doing the least I can do. All I know is how to be the one who goes hard, working to see it all through. I'm not gonna wait around, these feet are gonna hit the ground. Do it with all of my heart. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, whatever it takes. Oh yeah, whatever it takes. I don't know how it feels to only put in half of the effort I can give. All I know how to do is to aim for the stars. That's the only way to live. I'm not gonna wait around, these feet are gonna hit the ground. Do it with all of my heart. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, whatever it takes. Oh, whatever it takes. I gotta do whatever it takes. You gotta do whatever it takes. We gotta do whatever it takes. I gotta, you gotta, we gotta do. Oh, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna give it my all. Eliminate all distractions. Every day, no matter the stakes, whatever it takes. Oh yeah, whatever it takes. Yeah.